This
you know,
conference will
based
now be
based
recorded.
on multi-node, I'm happy to pay. So don't worry. If you want, you can use my credentials. I don't mind. I think this will be benefit for all of us, not only I think I understand. From your point of view. So I'm happy to give my instances, and feel free whatever you want to do. I'm happy to pay that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, thank you for that. Anyway, so some of the things, I mean, the most of the things we can do with our single node instance itself, but only some cases definitely we node multiple instances, especially we do high availability and all. So most of the cases we can do with a single node itself, like ACL, then upgrading, all those things we can do. Okay. So today, so we will see how to upgrade the cluster. And before moving upgrade, so let's see how we can find out the version of the software that we are using. So you may be given this Cloudera Manager URL and it's a credential, and we just need to know which version of Cloudera we are using, which version of CDH we are using, and what is about Java version and all. So for getting Cloudera Manager version, so in the Cloudera Manager console, go to the support, just hit about. Okay. So this will give you about the Cloudera Manager version. So Cloudera Manager is nothing but this tool or this utility what we are using in a web-based console. And it's using Cloudera Enterprise Trial. So Enterprise Trial is valid for 60 days or 60 or 90, I'm not sure. So based on after that, so it will change it into a express version. So the problem is like in enterprise trial, and you can see that comparison, like whatever the features they provide in an enterprise and enterprise trial and express edition. So you will get the support from the Cloudera only if you purchase this enterprise license. So definitely in an enterprise level, so they follow this the last option, that is the enterprise version. Company will purchase the license and use that. And the other two are like for our testing purpose, express or express trial. So for us to evaluate features, definitely it's good if you go ahead with the enterprise trial. But again, the time is limited after that period of time. So maybe 2 months or 3 months time. So it changed to express trial. Like features like advanced, there are a set of features that this support in an enterprise and enterprise trial and does not support in express, like integrating this Cloudera manager with Active Directory and a lot of other features like dynamic resource pool configuration. There are set of features that this Cloudera manager does not support in express. So we can change between express to enterprise and all. I think uh, I have. I'll show you later how to change this express and enterprise. External account settings. Okay, now we will see how to find out the version. So easy, go to the support and hit about. So that will give you about the version of Cloudera and the Java version we are using. Okay, and most of the time we may need to upgrade this. And the CDH version we are using is this one. Okay, this is our cluster name, and adjacent to the cluster name, you can see that CDH version. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is about the CDH version and the Java version, as I said, like from the about you can see the Java version which is using for the Cloudera manager. And if you want to know the Java version that other components are using, so one option is go to the host, all host, go to the configuration, and somewhere here you can see the Java home directory. But here that is not set because we are using the default, the one which comes with the installation. So if you are just changing that, you have to add that here so that all the service components will be using that Java. So all the tools, like even it's a Cloudera manager or any CDH components, everything is using Java because the framework itself written by using Java. So a lot of jar files, and everything is Java based. So definitely the Java is the core part. So you need to have the Java, and by default, okay. So if you see here, it's under /user Java JDK 1. So this is the default location. So maybe in your case, so this directory may be different, maybe using some other location, you can use that. So how to find out that location? So go to the host, all host configuration, you can see, but this is not set here. And if you just want to know which Java version is using for running a data node, we can use ps-ef command. So basically, this command will list all the process running, and you can just use the grep -i name node, because -i means I'm ps-ef list all the process. Okay, so this will list everything which is running here. But from the list, we need to find out or filter out only the one which is matching with the name node. So -i flag, why I use this, I'm not sure it's an uppercase or lowercase in this. Okay. So when I do that, it filtered only that which contain the name node. So here you can see, so the name node service, and the secondary name node also matching, because the secondary name node, this just a filter contain that, just searching this name node, so that is the reason it's listing that also. And here you can see it's a like name node itself process as a JVM process. It's using the Java to run that, and a lot of arguments it's using. So this is how your name node is running. And you can see the version of Java which is using is under /user Java JDK and this Java. So if you want to know the version, you can just use -i. Sorry, I think it's a simple - version or just a version. Yeah. And the version of that software is, I mean, the Java is 1.707. Like that, you can just use this ps-ef name node or data node. See, the data node service is running. So you can do this on any host. So here I have only single host. So we may have multiple hosts available. Just use ps-ef and filter it using that service name. You can have any other services like Yarn will have a node manager and a resource manager. We can just use search with the node manager. So the node manager is also running using the Java from this location, and you can use version and find out which version is that. And also, like the Cloudera manager is also, so I think just use the Cloudera. The Cloudera manager also running as a JVM process. So I think a lot of place it's matching with the Cloudera, so it's a very difficult to find out that the one Cloudera grep node manager is also matching. Okay, so what I mean to say is any process, anything in this Hadoop environment is making use of Java to run. It can be a Cloudera manager server, or it can be any CDH components. It's running on the cluster. It's all using Java. So how do we get the Java version? Just to go to the support and about. So this will give you the version of Java that this Cloudera manager is used for running, and all other services. Which version we are using? Just to go to the host, then go to the configuration and filter using Java. So you can see the Java home directory, which is not set here. So it will be using the default from the configuration file. So for configuration file to check, you can just use opt Cloudera and sorry, not opt, etc Cloudera SCM server, and here db.properties, db.properties. I think Cloudera. It is it default. Then Cloudera SCM server. I think this is the file. Okay, so this file, this is the one of the file that Cloudera manager server is using, and here you can see that you can see like Java home, but sometimes it may not be set here. Okay, so the driver jar file and all are here, but we can set the Java home here so that it will use that new Java path, and also the Cloudera SCM agent. So this is also, if you have some custom one to use, then that will be available. But the Cloudera manager agent will be running as a Python process, not a JVM process. You can just use ps-ef grep uh, Cloudera-SCM. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Cloudera SCM agent process. So agent process is running as a Python code, but the Cloudera SCM server is running as a JVM process, and all other ecosystem components are running as a JVM process. So now we will see how we can upgrade this to 1.8. Okay, I'm just planning to do that. The first step, we need to download and install JDK. So JDK 8, just go to this website, and you have to accept this license. I think sometimes it require you to create a login to download, and eh, I'm just using x64, and this is JDK 8 Linux 64 tar.gz. So just go ahead and hit that. So there are multiple ways we can download JDK. One is from this. The second is OpenJDK. Okay, so let it download. I think I have already downloaded it and kept somewhere in my directory. See, actually, we don't need Java development kit. We just need JR. JR itself is okay for us, because only the runtime environment we need, only this Java executable. So the difference between JDK and JR is JDK will contain development kit like Java compilers, but we just need a running runtime environment. So JR itself will do for us. So even if you download JDK, that will contain this Java. The only thing is we just need Java and supporting libraries in that directory. I have that. created, and okay, software JDK. Okay, I already have that this file downloaded. Okay, so what I'm doing is, so this is all downloading the same one. I am just going ahead and canceling this one because I already downloaded and kept somewhere else here. Okay, so what I need is I need to transfer this file to this server. So you have a lot of option to transfer. What I'm using is WinSCP to upload this. So use WinSCP, and you have to use the IP address, username, and credential. So what we just need to use is get this IP address, use it here, and username is CentOS. Go to the advanced, just hit authentication, use the private key, and desktop. So this is a PPK file I need to use. Then login. Just hit yes. So now, like any servers, any local server, there are multiple ways we can use to connect this and download. I mean upload. So what I need is I just need to uh, upload this file to this remote machine. I can just drag and drop so that it will upload into this server. Okay, so let it download. Okay. And the second thing we need to do remember is if you are doing an Oracle JDK, so you need to download a couple of files and extract it, because if you don't do that, so definitely your Kerberos setup will fail. The reason is the Kerberos setup requires some encryption thing, so that will not be along with the default uh, file, default Java file that we are using. So we have to follow these steps once this is done. So this JCE file, Java cryptographic encryption. So this JCE policy file, we have to upload it and kept it. We have to unzip it and kept it into this direction. So JCE policy for this one. So this one also I just downloaded, or else we can just use this link to download this JCE. The normal operation and all will work without any issue, but the problem is if you do Kerberos enabling, so that will fail. So I have to accept this license and I can download this JCE policy. And this file also I downloaded some time back. I'm just searching where is this file. Sorry. Uh, okay, so this JCE Java cryptographic extension. So we will get this JCE file. I'm searching somewhere in my system as I already downloaded. Yeah, let me go to this folder, and this is the JCE file. I'm going to
Sujesh,
upload. Yeah.
what is significance of JCE? Because I've seen that people use it and it's a mandatory for it prerequisite. So I thought just to ask you. If you don't want to tell
Uh,
me now, you can tell me later.
No, that is what I told. Like, so it contain the encryption, which support encryption. So when we do Kerberos setting, so we need some sort of encryption settings. Like,
Oh, I see.
so in Kerberos we will specify, okay, so these are the encryption that it support. So for that to support, we need to extract this and copy those files to this location in JDK. So I'll share you this file, and this file will contain the steps on how to unzip and keep this into this location. But our normal operation, like normal Cloudera functioning or CDH functioning, will work without this encryption key. But the problem is, definitely if you go ahead and do with Kerberos setting up, and again, so this is like something a brand new cluster. I mean, it's a single node cluster which I deployed recently, and it's not Kerberos enabled. But if your setup is the Kerberos enabled, definitely the Kerberos setup will fail due to this. So you need these encryption keys to be available. So JC is something like Java cryptographic encryption, so that support this Kerberos. So I think if you just open this Kerberos configuration file etc/krb5.conf, you can see like the set of encryption that it support. To support that, you definitely need these files, and you need not to do this JC setup if you are using OpenJDK. So like I said, there is one more JDK option, that is Open JDK, that comes along with this Red Hat utility package. So you can just use yum install like Open JDK or something. So that will install this JDK from the cloud, this Red Hat bundle, not from our manual one. So in that case, JC is not needed because that is already available as part of that Red Hat bundle itself. But if you are the one which we used here is from Oracle website directly, we are downloading that JDK or JRE. Okay, so we don't need this JDK. For us, JRE itself is enough. But even if it's a JDK, no problem. Okay, but only thing we need is Java runtime environment only. Only that Java command should be there, plus whatever the libraries or supporting files. So like I said, if you are just using this Oracle JDK, you need this JC. Okay, so let me go to /home CentOS. Okay, so where we want to, you can keep it in any location, maybe /user Java. I'll extract it on this directory, under this directory. So you can use *zxvf, okay, for extracting. And -c, so based on the type of compression we use, you can use this flag. So set for this gz compression, x for this extraction, I mean especially for tar, and v verbose f, I don't remember that flags exactly, but so this will definitely give you this file extracted, and it will be under this /user Java directory. You can keep it in any location, but normally as a convention, people use /user Java directory. Okay, just go ahead and hit enter. So now you can see, once we have done that /user Java, you can see one more directory. You can rename it, or whatever the naming convention you want to use, you can use that. Okay, and if you just see that inside that there will be a lot of directories, and under bin you should have a Java. Only this one we need. Since it's a JDK, that is the reason it's showing Java compiler and other option. But we are not going to develop any code or compile or anything. But this is okay, even though this is there, that doesn't affect anything. So what I'm trying to say is this, I mean, say it's like, so we need JRE, that is more than enough. Even if it's a JDK, that is fine. So JDK is nothing but JRE plus compilers and the other debuggers and interpreters. Okay, so this is our new Java home. Okay, we will note it down. So this is our Java home. So we want to use this Java home anyway, and since we already have this JCE file, so we can use this option. Okay, so we'll go to the directory where we have this CentOS. Okay, and then -d, we use /user Java, then JDK 1.8, then JRE lib security. Okay, so just hit that. So if you just see under security, you can see that the policy local. I think this is the file we copied, and lib security. Okay, so that JC update has done. The next thing we need to do is, so we need to turn off this all the services and including Cloudera managers. Okay, so first we will go ahead and stop all the CDH components, because the next time we will be starting the services using the new Java. And once these components are stopped, you can stop Cloudera management services also. So I stopped everything. So now this dashboard and all won't be visible since we stopped this management service. Okay. So under management service, we have like service monitor, report monitor, host monitor, and these components. All the services are stopped. The next I'm going to stop Cloudera SCCM server. Systemctl stop Cloudera -scm -server. And I can stop the agent also. Actually, the agent no need to stop because agent is not using this Java. It's all Python. So, but you can just stop it because anyway we are not using this server for this time. And in this case, so you can go to each and every host and make sure that agent is stopped. But as I said, agent is not using this Java. It's using Python code. So next we will open etc default Cloudera SCCM server. Okay, and we will just add export Java home. You can add anywhere. Maybe I'm just adding it here. Export Java underscore home equal to, so where we install our new Java. Just copy that, use it. So Java home is an environment variable that we are setting it into the new path. So we were using 1.7, but now we are just trying to change it to 1.8. So this is the file we just changed. Just make a note of this, etc default Cloudera SCM server. Okay, and inside that we have just set this export Java home to the new Java home. Sorry. Okay, so exported this environment variable. Next, I'm just going to start this Cloudera SCCM server. So use the command systemctl start Cloudera -scm -server. So this will start the service or daemon Cloudera SCCM server. And if you're using RHEL6, but I think in enterprise, the most of the people are using RHEL7 only. In that case, the service Cloudera SCM server start cloud service command we use instead of systemctl. And you can just check whether the service is up and running by using the command status. Now you can see it's active, but if it's stopped, you can see it's dead. And let's start the agent also. Use the same command, but instead of stop, we use start. And here also, you can just check the status using the command systemctl status. Now, so normally if you restart the Cloudera manager server, it take a few minutes to start because initialization normally takes some time. Okay, so this is on. You can just log in with the credential admin. Now all the services are stopped. Okay, that is fine. Just go to the support and just hit about. You can see. So this is changed. So earlier it was 1.7. Now it's 1.8. I think the Java version is done. So just hit the Cloudera. You can see that JVM process ps-ef Cloudera. See, I think this is the agent. That is fine. Uh, this is also, yeah, this is for our Cloudera SCCM server. If you see this, so this is the command or Java command used to run the Cloudera SCCM server. So when we do that systemctl start, it's actually making use of this command and running a JVM process. So for that Java process to run, it's use this Java command. So earlier we were using 1.7 underscore Cloudera. Now it's changed to 1.8 this Java. So this makes sure like your Cloudera manager server is using the Java, the one which we have updated or installed now. Okay. And anyway, as I said, SCM agent is using a Python to execute. So there is no change on that because the Python, that is just a Python code that is sending that information to this JVM process. Now, before starting the services, we have to make some changes so that uh, uh, all other components will be using this latest Java. Otherwise, it may be using the default one. For that, go to the host, all host configuration, then Java home directory. You have to use the new Java home. Okay, just use this one and set that. So this is the location we have installed our latest Java or 1.8. Go ahead and set a reason like Java home change to this one, save changes. Okay, so now I'm going to start this Cloudera management service. Just start. Okay, so this is done. Just wait a couple of seconds so that it will start showing this graph and all. Now, once this is done, okay, maybe still it's yeah, you can see all these components are started. Now, if you just see Cloudera, you can see a lot more process, uh, report manager, then event manager. So these are all using 1.8. So which is the latest, the one which we installed. So Cloudera Manager server and other Cloudera management servers like the host monitor, report monitor. So there are a lot of services involved here, like I said. So service monitor, report manager, host monitor, event monitor, and all. So if I just search with Cloudera, ps-ef is the command that will list all the process, and I am searching with the Cloudera. I can see all the service, process information. It's all using the Java from the new path. Now I can go ahead and start my CDH component. Just start. You can see the zookeeper service is running. We will wait, and now let me just check ps-ef grep-i. See, zookeeper is using this 1.8. Earlier it was all using 1.7 underscore Cloudera, that directory. Now you can see the Java 1.8. Okay, so once this is started, and we can just make sure like name node. So the name node is also using this Java, and if you want to check the data node, so data node you can just think, yeah, this is also using 1.8. So now even if you check the yarn, I don't know why this is not up. Yeah, okay, node manager or resource manager. So it's all using the latest the Java. Okay, so the reason is why we are upgrading Java is there is something like a dependency. So maybe some version. So you have to check that dependency metrics, the Cloudera and Java. So there is something like compatibility metrics that you can just check. Okay, for which is about the version of Java it's supporting. So I think somewhere like around requirements up and supported version. Operating system, then so it support both. Okay, that is fine. But some version like maybe if you're upgrading, so there might be a version dependency. Also, always people want to use the latest available version. So that is the reason. The main reason is again support compatibility. Sometimes the higher version, if it's not working with the 1.7, so first thing you have to do is upgrade to the latest available version of Java. So I hope it's very clear. So any question, then we will try to address here, or else I'll uh, just a recap. Okay, what we have done so far. So first thing is download Java or JDK or JRE, and unzip it and keep it into our location. So I just use a /user Java. It's not necessary like you need to keep it, but you can keep it in any location. That is as per your convention and organization best practices that you are using. Maybe in your organization, if you are just making use of /opt normally, then go ahead with that. No need to uh, do it only on /user Java. So wherever the directory that you're comfortable and your organization is following, use that way and install Java. So for again Java, so we have got two options. One is Oracle JDK and Open JDK. So Oracle JDK is the one which we download from the Sun Oracle website, where you have option to download, and it's free of course, and you can download it. And the second option is OpenJDK, which comes along with the operating system package. The Red Hat package itself, I think yum install OpenJDK you can make use, and that will be downloading or installing JDK in some of the default location. So one advantage with this Oracle JDK is you can decide where you want to install these products. Based on that, you can do that customization. And only the difference here is you have to install JC, Java cryptographic extension, which is nothing but some extra jar files that will be kept it into this directory. So you have to do these steps manually if you are doing Oracle based JDK. But Open JDK, you can skip these steps. No need. The reason is like normal functionality will work without JC, but since it's a encryption, missing encryption will cause your Kerberos setup or Kerberos to fail. If your cluster is Kerberos enabled, definitely, or if it's enabled, or if you're going to enable, definitely you have to use this option. And this is very easy and straightforward. For JC 1.7 or 1.8, you can choose that JC file and use unzip command and unzip it into that directory. That's it. And okay, you may be seeing like the Ambari, so I forget. So this is something like we use for Hortonworks cluster, but the same is applicable to Cloudera also. And once you kept here, okay, so once you have your new Java path, so there is something like Java home, so that you have to set. So Java home is something like the complete path for your Java installation. Okay, under that we are expecting bin and other. So till that you have to go. So this is your Java home, and we have to edit etc default, then Cloudera SCM server, and export this variable Java home and use that value. Once this is done, we can start Cloudera Manager services. So once your Cloudera Manager is up and running, you can go here and choose all host, go to the configuration and set this new Java home path, save this and start all the services. That's it about Java upgrade. So any questions or any doubt or any clarity you need here? So please let me know.
Satish, so has anybody questioned, take example that when we are changing JDK, has anybody questioned in your organization that do they want to do any testing, any load test or regression testing, because you're changing major component sitting underneath?
Yes, but normally, so if we go for a change, so first thing we will have to work in a lower environment or at least in the lab first, even before going to the lower environment.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure like all the services are working. And normally, like it's not affected, like users' jobs are not affected normally, but again, we cannot say 100%, but before doing that anything, so we will first thing we will do in our own lab environment, because most of the organization have a complete R&D lab environment for people administrator to do. Once that is done, then only they will do it in a lower environment like QA or UAT. Then only we will move it into the production, because we don't know the type of application or any dependency with that. Definitely we'll have to check that. Okay,
All right.
so
Okay.
maybe we will see like, okay, this is working fine here, but we don't know, some application have some library dependencies and all, because the Java again, their job technically it should run well, even if it's running on that compatibility should issue won't be there, but still we cannot say it's 100% bulletproof, but sometimes we'll have to test thoroughly before doing it in the production environment.
All right. Fine. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so that is a one activity in the update. So JDK or Java upgrade. So it's a very simple and easy, straightforward. But maybe like I said, like we can expect issues, but we should not do it in directly into the production. But we need to make sure it's properly working, and also the main intention is to I mean the users or developers job should not be get affected due to this. The next is again, so the reason why we are upgrading is like even the Cloudera or the vendor itself add a lot of new features or vulnerabilities. So mostly the organization pushes you to do this upgrade, and also you will get push from the vendor Cloudera itself to do that, because maybe some lower version they will say, okay, we are not going to support that, because there will be a lot of known issues and bug detected, and that they will sort it out in the next release. Maybe even we may not be using that feature itself, but still the Cloudera support and all, it's all based on the version. Next is Cloudera Manager. How do we upgrade this Cloudera Manager? So like I said, if you want to check the Cloudera Manager version, so go to the About, you can see that. And the most common reason we are upgrading the Cloudera Manager is like there may be some issues with the existing Cloudera Manager that is resolved in the higher release, or we want to upgrade the CDH, and there is a dependency with the CDH and Cloudera Manager. So maybe some versions of CDH won't support in some versions of Cloudera Manager. So Cloudera Manager to CDH dependency is there. So for that, we may need to upgrade, or sometimes in order to uh, rectify some known issues. So we will see how to upgrade. So first we can see this is the version 5130, and decide on which version you want to upgrade. Maybe you can just use 516 or whatever it may be. You can go to archive.cloudera.com and CM5, hit that. You can see two options, repo as starball, and the one which I used is 513, and we have 516 and whatever the version. Okay, let's check. 515 or 516. Okay, I'm just using this version. Okay, you can use any version, doesn't matter. So 515 or 514 also fine. Whatever the version you want, you can choose. But again, some version, I think 5.13 to 5.16 and all fine, but sometimes you cannot directly upgrade. So you have to say, for example, you are in 5.1, and if you try to upgrade to 5.13, sometimes that won't be feasible. So you have to check on which version to which version you can upgrade. So for that, you have to go to the documentation on that specific version we are using, and what are the version we can do upgrade. So here I am just going with the 5.14.0. So I have 13, definitely the next higher version I'm choosing. So like I said, my 5.13 to 5.16 or it's also feasible. You can do that also, but this time we will do this 5.14. The first step, okay, like here, I used a local repo based installation. So I'm just following the same way. Okay. And also just to see, just to recollect the thing that we use, etc Red Hat, sorry, etc yum dot repos dot d Cloudera manager repo. So this is the one which I used, and here I am using 5.13. Okay, and I have created a local repository. First to go to that repository www.html, and here you can see under cm. So I have 513, and let me come back, and I'm going to download 514 or whatever the version I need. And here you can see the lot of tar gz file. So you need to download the one which is matching with your operating system. So the version is all same here, and it's for CentOS 5, CentOS 6, and CentOS 7. Download the one for CentOS 7, and you can see a couple of files for CentOS. But so these are encryption or key that we can just verify this is downloaded is properly and all. MD5 and SHA1, but we don't need that. We just need this tar.gz. Just click here and copy link, or you can just click here and download and transfer to that. Whichever the method suit for you, you can do that. If you just do it, open in a new tab, it's getting downloaded, but it will take some time to download because my internet bandwidth is bit slow. I'm just canceling that, but maybe in your case you may have to download it in your environment where you have internet access, then transfer this file to that cluster. You can use WinSCP or some media based transfer to do that in, upload that into your cluster. But what I'm using here is just using copy link address and going to my machine, use wget, just use this link. The wget will download directly from this link. So the reason I am able to download is my machine have internet, direct internet download access, but it may not be in your case. You won't have internet access, mainly the clusters and all. So they will isolate from internet and keep it in a separate secure environment. In that case, you have to download it. So sometimes you not even configure this repository. So you will have a centralized repository satellite team. So they do that repo creation and all. And that is something like a central repository for entire organization. So that will be managed with separate teams. So in that case, you just ask them to do configure this as repository and give the detail to them. So they will configure the repository so that from any machine you should be able to do that. Okay, so I just downloaded this file, and so this is the Cloudera managers file, and I'm just tar zxvf, this one -c. What is the destination? Var www html. Just hit.
And Sajesh, when we have a cluster, then do we need to copy the same file across the board, or just only on the main server?
Normally, we will keep the repository on one of the server because no need to copy to every machine. So on that host, we will use this repo details. Like I'll show you that in a graphical way. Okay. See, 1 second. Okay, so you have a server here, and Here you configured the repo, okay, master, and this is hosted with the HTTP, and all other machines in your cluster can use of this HTTP. So okay, so we were normally creating a single repository only. So sometimes if it's this is something like locally repository based, otherwise you have a cluster like this and all the servers using like organization repo. So you need not to keep these files in each and every machine. So only one central location, and we use that same name in your etc m.repos.d directory. So now you can see etc m.repos.d Cloudera. Sorry, not ls. I'll just show you the cat. So here, if you just look into this file, so this is just a I mean the section header, and this is the name of the repository, and this is the URL. Basically, it's trying to fetch the file from this URL. So this URL we hosted with the HTTPD service. That means, so we are able to get these files to this host, maybe on the worker 1, worker 2, worker 3, and all can make use of the same master one's repository, because the only thing is HTTPD port should be open between this host. Okay, so now like I said, so we have a /var www. So this is the directory. Okay, ls /var www html and cdh under sorry, not cdh, cm under cm. So we have a 514. So this is the directory, you can see repo data. So this directory, like I said, /var www.html we need not to use, because that is the default root directory. Only thing is you just need http:// server name master1.hadoop.com, then slash the remaining. Okay, so remaining in the sense we don't need this /var www html, because that is the default root directory for HTTP, this one. So if you are in your local network, so if you just use this from anywhere, should be accessible. But in our case, we can just verify that using the public IP, get the public IP, and use like http:// not this one, and along with that you just need, you should see like repo data and all 5.40. But if you are just using from your own and network, you can just use the master1.hadoop.com, but this won't work here because it's a local host name. And what I need is, so I need to update this in all m.repos.d. Okay, so before that, let me go ahead and stop all the Cloudera services. Just stopping this one. Okay, and all the CDH I need to stop. Then I need to stop Cloudera SCM server and Cloudera systemctl stop Cloudera-SCM-server. Okay, so this you have to do across all the hosts. Agent you have to do it across all the hosts, but Cloudera Manager server will be available only on one of the hosts. The next thing what we are going to do here is we have to update this so that it will use the new location. So I have to open etc m.repos.d Cloudera manager repo. Then here base URL, you need to choose this one, and okay, so CM is already there, just use this one. Okay, so this is now pointing to the latest version of Cloudera manager. So now we have to upgrade the packages. Okay, but the problem is before doing this Cloudera manager upgrade, so you need to make sure your database backup is taken. So in our case, MySQL -u root, then -p. I will show you what is the database we are using here, and sorry, show databases. See, SCM is the database, and other database also better take this R manager and SCM database. And if you are using whatever the database you have, so you have option to take the backup of this DB. So use that. If it's using MySQL, use find out how to take the backup of MySQL DB backup. So there are commands available. So sometimes if it's managed by a separate database team, so you'll have to ask them, okay, so to take a backup. But most of the organization have a scheduled backup option available. But just before doing any upgrade, to ask them to take a separate backup. So we have also, like if it's locally managed by you, the database, so you can use the commands to create the backup. So it's like MySQL dump, then database. I think so. We have to provide that username and all. I don't know how to do that. Maybe I did some time back. You can just check that. So for every database, there will be some backup commands available. Only thing is, like if you do upgrade your cluster or upgrade your Cloudera manager, take the backup associated with that. The next step is upgrade all the components. So yum list all. I don't remember exactly what are the packages I installed. So for that, I'm just checking with the Cloudera. With Cloudera, what are the packages I did? Okay. So Cloudera manager agent daemon, then server. Then this one I have not installed. Okay. So I can just use yum-y upgrade Cloudera manager server. I need to upgrade diamonds. I need to upgrade. Oops. I think it's upgrading. So Cloudera manager agent daemon, and so you can see one DB. So that is the default database, Cloudera SCM Cloudera manager DB. So that is the default database. So that is available, but we don't need. We just need to upgrade agent, server, and daemon, and server also. But on all the hosts, what you need is Cloudera manager agent and daemon must be there. So that you have to upgrade. Okay, so whatever the packages are upgraded, so Cloudera Manager, Daemon, Server, and Agent. So these three packages are upgraded. Now, so it's as simple as like upgrading the packages using mupgrade command. Now, only on all the hosts, if you have a multi-host installation, so in that case, you have to upgrade this daemon and agent. So this is showing as a dependent thing. Like I before I pressing this one another thing, so it's upgraded the other also. Or else we can just use uh, Cloudera Manager, daemon, server, and agent. Okay, so this way only we have to upgrade, but this is already upgraded. So this command you can use, but the same command except this server one, you can do it on all the hosts in the cluster. So that's it, we have upgraded. Now just use systemctl start cloudera-scm-server. Then we will use agent. So we have to start the agent across all the hosts. Since I have a single host available, I'm starting here, and I can just check the status here. So it's running and all, and I can come back to my Cloudera Manager homepage. Maybe it takes some time. If it's not working, just check the status. It's running, and if you don't, okay, you telnet is the command. It's useful. Just I don't have the command. I'm just installing. Also, don't install any packages or anything in your production environment because there will be some change management process. You have to be in line with that process and policies. So here we can do anything and everything we need. But if you are doing in a production environment, definitely you'll have to consult appropriate team for that, making that changes, even just making any single RPM installation itself. And I just installed this. I need telnet localhost 7180. Yes. So this is I'm able to listen to this one. So that means my Cloudera Manager server is up and running. I can go back here and see admin, admin. And once we have done this one, and there are two options to upgrade the agent. Okay. And one is we will let this by using this Cloudera Manager we can upgrade. Second is manual upgrade. So manual upgrade is nothing but yum upgrade and to do that. So yes, I would like to upgrade Cloudera Manager agent. No, I would like to skip this agent. And you need either manually upgrade this agent package or rerun. Okay, that is fine because we are manually dead. And navigator metadata server, it's asking us to do this extra package maybe. So that is the must needed package for this version. Okay, we will go ahead and hit continue. And navigator, audit server, and these two we have to choose. We don't have any other option other than these two. So audit server, again, if it's letting us to go even without selecting, then that is fine. But it's any one of the service we need to do. Then only it's I don't know why this is asking. That is fine. But still we are okay. Audit server we can just add. Hit continue. And it require a database to be created and username and password. Okay. So on this host. So we have option to MySQL, Postgres, and Oracle. So I have already MySQL. So I'm just connecting to my MySQL instance. type the password. Then I'm just create database audit server. Okay, so I'll just use audit or audit server itself, whatever the name you want, you can just use audit. Then create user, audit user at percentage identified by password. Okay, so grant all privileges on audit dot star to this user. What I did is I just created a database and created a user and granted full access on this user to this database. So that is what we need here. Just use the database audit and username. You just need this part alone, and the password is whatever the password you use. I just use the simple password PASSWRD. I can type the password, and if you want to verify, just verify that, and then test connection. So this should work, then only we would be able to continue. That is succeeded. So only the common mistake people make here is uh, just incorrectly type the database username and password, or driver jar file missing. So these two cases only will come here. So once you have done, just go ahead and hit continue. Then this is all fine. I'm selecting the default settings and then continue. So management service, go ahead and hit default. So normally, in normal case, it's not part of upgradation. So it's just like maybe this version of Cloudera Manager has that package as mandatory thing to do. Otherwise, it won't ask management services and all. So, but since that is one mandatory step that we need to do, so we just selected that and install. Then once this is done, go ahead and continue. Then Cloudera recommends you to restart your service to allow them. Okay, that is fine. Finish. Now we have a. Okay, so this is showing us bad health. Maybe some of the services are. This is the audit service, and so this is showing in stop state, but that is fine. We will keep it aside. We will do the troubleshooting, and here, if you just go to the support and go to about, you can see this version. Earlier 5.13, now it's changed to 5.14. And this thing, okay, anyway, we need to start the services. So some stale configuration is detected, that is, okay, that is fine. Redeploy. So if any stale configuration means we need to redeploy and do that. Then done. Now let's start the services. We need to make sure like, so this is working fine with this Cloudera Manager version. Okay, so this service, we will see why this service is not running. So audit server, and so we can just manually start and see uh, what could be the possible issue. Okay, so just go to that instances and click here and just try to do a restart. And here we can just go through the logs and see whether this is starting. If it's not starting, what could be the uh, possible reason? From the log file we should be able to read. Okay, so this is failing, not able to start, and we have standard error. Okay, and for character set, okay, so here, so you can see this error message. So database is not UTF-8 encoded. Please change it to database encoding. So basically, I don't know about this thing, but still we can Google it out and see what is the issue. Because I'm seeing this.
Uh,
Maybe we will.
yeah, I think this is quite common for the
Oh, okay.
because this is a character set how data is stored on the file systems. So UTF is
Uh-huh.
the UTF-8 is the kind of character set, universal character set.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's one. Yeah.
So basically, we just need to execute this command to do that, or 1 second. Yeah, I think we have.
Yeah.
So default character set. It's not showing how to. So hopefully this will work, right? So alter database, database name, character set. Okay, so we will try this one, and we will just go back here, and our database name is audit. Okay, so post to that. So we will just try to start it again. I think so. This is fine now. Yeah, you are correct. So the services are up and running, and everything looks good. Okay, and also our version is changed to 5.14.0. So this is how we can upgrade the Cloudera manager. The next is obviously CDH upgrade. So CDH upgrade is also easy and straightforward. Okay, so but before that, I'm just taking 5 minutes break. Okay, if you have any questions, so you had note down, so we'll ask that after the break. Hello.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. So let's continue. Now, okay, so we will just go ahead and upgrade this CDH also. And before doing that, so we need to download that CDH package. So I'll go to the archive.cloudera.com and instead of CM5, just use the CDH5. So here we can download these parcels. Like I said, there are two ways. One is package based and parcel based. So always the parcel based is the one better. And we already using the parcel based. If you go to this gift icon here, you can see the which parcel we are using and all those information. You can see here you can see it's a CDH5 package. So this parcel and all is not downloaded. That is the reason it's showing us in a red color. Okay, so we are just concerned about the CDH upgrade only at this time. So I'm going to create a local repository for this parcel. And so the right now I'm using 513 and let's download this 514 and go to this location and like other Cloudera manager thing, here also we have a version corresponding to operating system and EL6 for enterprise 6, EL5 enterprise Linux 5. So RHEL7 or CentOS 7 comes under EL7. Just copy link address. I'm going to create a new repo directory var www html and here I already created a directory CDH. I'm just creating mkdir 5140. Okay. Or else you can just use internet based repository also, but here I'm using the local repository. Just download that parcel. So this will take a moment because it's around 2 gig in size. And along with the parcel, you need to download this manifest JSON. So this file also very important because without this file, so this parcel won't work. What I'm trying to say is you can just use this link and update that in your Cloudera manager. Okay, so under parcel configuration, you can add that, but I'm just using my own local repository. Okay, so let's all just copy this. Once this is done, I can download that. Then wget this manifest JSON. So I have two files, parcel and manifest JSON, and this location var www.html. So this is the default directory. So my directory should looks like this: master1.hadoop.com /cdh this one. So this is the location where I hosted my parcel file. So parcel file is nothing but .parcel and .json, these two files. So now I can go back here and go to the configuration. I can add new location. Okay, and here we have 513. Similarly, I'm just going to add one more. It's a 514. Also, instead of this local configuration, we can write that internet based location also. So this one also we can copy and add it here. So that is also okay. But I'm just using that local based rather than using internet based, and add that location under remote parcel repository. You have option to create that parcel directory and cache directory and all those things. You can do that, but I'm not going to change that, but I'm just changing only the remote parcel repository and save that change. So once that is done, you can see under CDH5, so this 14 is showing us available remotely. Okay, So you can add a number of parcels location. So maybe some other maybe if it's a 5 or 15 also you can add, or whatever the location you can add this also, like so that it will show us available remotely. So what you have to do is go to the gift icon, then go to the configuration and add a extra remote parcel URL. So this can be an internet based or local based, and that location contain the parcel and JSON file. So once this is done, the next thing you have to do is you have to download this. Hit download so that it will be downloaded in your master machine. So once this is done, downloaded means if you go to the master machine OPT Cloudera and parcels repo, I think this is the location, and you can see parcels repo. You can see 514 files. Okay, so parcels repo will be on the Cloudera manager server, and that will happen when you download. So when you distribute this one, you have option to distribute or delete. So distribute means it will send this file to all the hosts, okay, including the master itself. So if you have multi-node, so it will send this package to. So basically, it's nothing but this parcel is a compressed file that contain all the Cloudera executables. So that will be under /opt Cloudera. So distribute means, so it will be sending. So in our case, we have only one server, so it's like a parcel cache. Under parcel cache, it will be sent. So similarly, this file, I mean under this the same directory on all the hosts, it will be pushed, and you will have these files copied to that. Okay, but in our case, so we have only one machine available. Otherwise, it will push these parcels into all the servers in your cluster. So basically, what will happen during upgrade is if you just use the parcels. Okay, if you go to the parcels directory and if you execute ls-l, so this is an uncompressed parcel, and you can see the cdh is a link that is pointing to that. So upgrade is nothing but pushing this parcel file and uncompressing and then creating a new symbolic link. So now this is pointing to 513. So it will uh, uncompress a new version 514 and then link. So that will happen soon. So now the distribution is happening. Then we have to activate that.
So what if we could have added 515 in that configuration part of repo, then
Hmm.
it could have been showing in this option that two options, 514, 515. Is that right?
Uh, Exactly. Yeah, we can
Okay.
add that. Say, for example, this is the 515, right? So
Yeah.
only thing is, this internet-based repo, it's expecting that corresponding parcel plus JSON file. I'm just using this link. Basically, it's an internet-based. You can
Yeah.
have the local also. I'm just adding anywhere you can add, but for the sake of convenience, I'm adding all the CDH together in a one place, and I can just save this. So now, maybe just in a minute, you can see. Uh, okay, I think it's saying the parcel version is not supported. This version of Cloudera Manager. Upgrade your Cloudera
Okay.
Manager. Mhm.
So I think that is Cloud Manager is yeah different. I got your point. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing. is we can upgrade. Okay, for 514. So I'm just hitting upgrade, or we have option to remove from all the hosts. Just hit upgrade. So that will take me to the upgrade wizard. So before upgrading, like we upgrade at the Cloudera manager, so we need to take the proper backup, and we need to get a proper outage window to do this change. And wherever we are using an additional database or where we can take the backup, do the backup, because we are not 100% sure this will be a success or failure. So it should not affect the users. So just hit that, and it's nothing but reading the documentation, taking the backup. Yes, we can confirm we have done, even though I have not done, because in my case data is not very important for me. So I just have not taken that backup. So we can take the backup if we need. But in a production level type of environment or pre-production, definitely you have to take the proper backup, and you have to read any known issues or any documentation. But we can go ahead, continue, and verifying the relevant agent response, no error. Okay, so this is something like prerequisite check, and continue. And so validation, so only this THP uh, error, I mean, the THP disabling option is not working, so we need to address that. Only thing is, it's saying okay, we can execute these commands to do that. Okay, so let's copy these things. Okay. So this is the one I need to do, and this is another one I need to do. So now if I rerun this one, I have option to try run again. So this host inspector issue won't be there, right? So everything looks good. So I can just go ahead and hit continue. So here we have two options. So manual upgrade and full cluster restart. So full cluster restart require outage, because it will restart the cluster. But so here we have to manually do. I prefer this full cluster restart because that is a bit faster. So now you can see that upgrade wizard is in progress. So we'll report if any issues or any error happens. I think almost all the steps went well. Now it's time to start the services. Because in our case, the upgrade will finish soon. The reason is we don't have much components available. Okay, so this is done. Now go ahead and continue. So now running on this version. Hit finish. So now we can see the CDH is changed to 5.14.0, and here if you just go to the gift icon, you can see the distributed and activated is showing as 5.14. Okay, and the other version is just showing as distributed. So this one is, even though we added 5.15, so that is not supporting with our Cloudera manager. So this configuration you can get from this gift icon parcels, and so that's it. We have done CDH upgrade. So for the CDH upgrade, the first we need to make sure like your Cloudera manager is in support, and then go to the parcel configuration, add that parcel for this Cloudera CDH. You can have local or internet based. So the local repository you can configure by downloading that parcel and this manifest JSON. So this file also important. Then once that is done, you can just hit that download, distribute, then activate, etc. Okay, so that will activate the fund that is activated. Then final step is upgrade. Just hit that step, and it's easy and straightforward. Before doing, take the backup. Okay, so that's about Cloudera CDH upgrade. So these three upgrades you have to practice, like Java upgrade. Definitely you should know how to do, what are the steps you need to do, and Cloudera manager upgrade. So it's nothing but the package upgrading, M upgrade option, and the last is CDH upgrade. So this is using this parcels upgrade. So any question? So anything so far?
Unless someone hasn't got, I have few, so I'll give chance to others if they want to ask. Okay, then I will have a go. So give me a second. I've written it down. So what I understood in a nutshell that during upgrade, we upgrade process will change the metadata which is in database. The second
Correct.
thing is it will do the software changes, which is basically the repository changes, and it changes the parcel. So when it downloads and installs those parcels in a different directory, and basically it points the soft link from older version to newer version. So I think that is a nutshell, kind of in summary, that's what it's trying to do at the back end. Is that right statement?
Yes, correct.
Fantastic. So take example that so it does not do anything how data is stored on the SDFS on the file systems. Does it touch those file systems or those those directories where data is stored during upgrade?
No, it won't.
It
So,
won't.
but it won't touch. But the problem is sometimes if this utility is not working or name node is crash or anything happen, so in that case only we'll have some challenge. Otherwise, it won't touch directly. I mean, it won't make any changes to the uh, service level. But again, there may be changes that happens to the configuration level. Say for example, the name node thing, but it won't do like whatever the configuration settings we do. But from Cloudera side, only there will be some changes. Again, so there will be somewhere in the documentation from the Cloudera, so where they have mentioned what are the changes they make. I mean, it's very big and vast document, and what are the known issues they sorted out in that version.
Yeah. Okay.
So maybe one version to another version, the changes they make is maybe, say for example, See, this example, again, I'm not saying, okay, this is the correct one, but the assumption, like, so 5.13, we had an issue with the zookeeper. Some non, so then Cloudera got multiple ticket or support cases on that, then identified it's a known issue. Then what they do is they may change certain jar files corresponding to the zookeeper service. So in the latest version will comes with that updated jar. So when we do the upgrade, definitely it's making use of the new version like that. So other than that, if you see that the configurations you make or made, or the changes you made at the configuration levels, or all the files, and it won't make any changes. So just like DFS dot replication I used as one in previous version, the same is here. So the configurations and all, it's preserved. I mean, there is no change.
Okay. So take example that if in any situations we need to roll back. So if I remember why I'm saying that, if I have watched your videos for Hortonworks in past, if I remember correctly. So
Hmm.
in Hortonworks, that gives you a choice after upgrade. Do you want to accept it or not? But in the Cloudera, it doesn't give you any choices. It just once you upgrade, it's upgraded, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
In Hortonworks, we will have a window to test, then
Yeah.
finalizing that upgrade. But
Absolutely.
that,
Yeah.
but here, like another thing here is, unlike that, so Hortonworks is making use of the RPM based. Okay,
Hmm.
so it's very difficult to upgrade or downgrade in that case. So RPM means Red Hat package. So it's
Yeah.
on operating system package. So you can easily upgrade, but downgrading it's again will be a bit challenging. But here I'll show you it's easy for us to uh, upgrade or downgrade.
Or
I
is
can
it?
just activate here. So 513 itself, I can go back and so restart. I can just use the service we need to be restarted. Yes, I'm okay with that. Then means it will change back. Main reason is it's all like the symbolic linking.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely. I understood that logic because
mhm.
I think where people must have seen that most of the Tomcat and Java, the application servers are
Hmm.
designed in same pattern. And
Yeah.
application servers are all designed same pattern, just soft linking and multiple applications. So I think that's a good choice. The way they have done their homework, they have done it. So that's very good. So in case of rollback, it will roll back going back to the 513. Well, what happens to metadata, etc.? The database changes it, so it will take care of all of them automatically.
I have read somewhere like it's not making any major changes at the database level. Only a very, very rare case they do make some changes at the schema level.
Okay.
This is what I could read. I don't remember exactly, but again, it's not a major change in the database because any bug is there, then they will just try to sort out. But again, the rollback here, I'm not sure whether it will do that. So I need to check that.
So have you seen in your experience that where you had to roll back, or if upgrade failed halfway through, or something like that?
I haven't seen that this upgrade failure, but some issues we have seen like with some components or something. So that in that case, so they will help us with some sort of diagnostic bundle, and we can apply that.
So is that
Uh,
when you saying when you speak to Cloudera guys, is that
yes, yes. Yeah, now this is changed to 513, right? But still, you can see the stale configuration because it's a vendor product, right? So
yeah.
definitely we will get 100% support from them. But I've never seen like so halfway or I mean the failure kind of thing. Uh, but yeah, mostly the reason is like mostly we do at the lab first and then do the testing, then only we'll move to the other environment.
Yeah. Okay. Understand.
And
Um,
again, the most of the enterprise might have purchased the license. and we can get the 100% support from the vendor itself. So mostly our role is something like the coordinator in between the vendor and internal team. So they will take care if any issues. But again, we should know how to manage and all. But I think the Cloudera, so as I understood, is like the support fee is not for based on number of cases. So I think for Cloudera's thing, you can open as much as tickets you can. But for Hortonworks, I heard is like it's all based on the number of tickets, the charge.
Oh, is it?
But if you are opening unnecessary or very, I mean, so easy question with this support team, then that image also we need to
Yeah.
think. I mean, they will think in that way.
No,
Because I
understand.
think they will do review the ticket and all in a monthly or sometime. So that will
Yeah,
also happen. But
understand.
most commonly, bigger issues, they definitely they will help based on the severity, like a production, reprod, or UAT. So
Hmm.
it's like a very good support you will get from the team. Around 24/7 support is there.
Sounds good. I have three questions, not related to the whatever we discussed today, but it's
Hmm.
separately. If you are okay with that, and if others want to listen to it, can I just please ask if you don't mind?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Go ahead.
So I've attended few interviews in recently, just to practice my whatever I've learned. So if a question is like, take example that if we have exposed data through Hive,
Mm.
how a Tableau or any other BI tool can pull data from Hive? So I answered that it should be through Thrift server, but I don't know it. I was right or wrong because I have not done it. So I wanted to ask how this should be done.
One thing I could see is like Hive is like any other uh, database. So it expose some port. Okay, say for example 10,000 or whatever it may be. Hmm? And any database. Okay, one another thing is like we have some program, maybe any reporting tool or even Excel also.
Yeah,
We can connect. So this we need this IP address and a port. So and also definitely the driver jar file we need. Like we have MySQL server, right? So like
yeah.
it will be running on one server and one port. Some port will be exposed. And how do we connect that MySQL with this reporting tool or MySQL with this Microsoft Excel or any DB visualization or DB query tool? The same way we can connect Hive also. So I have tried this some time back. Only thing is we need is that tool. Okay, most of the uh, third-party tools have that Hive connectivity jar file option available, or else you can download that jar file somewhere. I think from inside the Hadoop itself. So database connectivity jar files.
That's fine. What I'm saying that probably if you get time, probably research in that area. I think we all
Mm.
get benefited from these questions. You see what I mean?
Yeah, I'll just make a note of that.
Yeah. So when you have time, little bit just research possibly might help. And in the same way, addition to this one, take example if W is connecting, yeah. So take example, we get to know this is the URL or this is the kind of connect string. Tableau will come and directly connect with Hive. But here, question will come: how authentication will happen, or which all table it can see, etc.
Okay. So that is something like authorization, authentication. Again, I think Kerberos. So I don't remember exactly. So maybe I need to check. Maybe with a some trial version of Tableau or something. So it has an option to connect with the Hive. So HDFS connection or Hive connection option is there. there it automatically populate that URL. So only thing we need to add is uh, that IP address and a port. Uh, okay, and the second is who can access, who cannot access this database is something we can control with the Sentry. I will show you that Sentry case maybe tomorrow.
That's fine.
Uh,
Yeah.
okay, that is something like, okay, we will definitely control who can access and who cannot access. So it's all based on the group. Okay, maybe the people who belongs to the admin group will have access to entire data set or entire databases, and project one have only read access to this database. The project to have write access to this particular. So that is controlled by authorization tool called Sentry. That we can control. Okay, I'll explain. We will do that installation and configuration of Sentry.
Okay, fine. And the last one, this is again a kind of architecture type of question. So in Cloudera, we know that Impala and Kudu, they are MPPs, like are there
Hmm.
multiple parallel processing thing. But in Hortonworks, we don't have Impala or Kudu.
Hmm.
So again, I'm not expecting that you will answer this one, but again, I want to ask because you have experience in this area. What we probably people should use if they are still using Hortonworks.
In Hortonworks, okay. So Impala is something like in memory, like you said.
Yeah,
So it backend it's using Hive table and
Hive,
okay.
SDF, yeah,
And in Hortonworks, implement. I mean, invested. I mean, lot of research on Hive, and they have something called execution engine does.
Tails,
Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, only this option available. So we can have this execution engine with the MapReduce or execution engine as a test. So they're claiming like if you use the test, there are a lot of optimization and performance will improve. Definitely, the Impala is available only on the Cloudera alone. Cloudera
Yeah.
distribution, not on the Hortonworks.
Hmm. Okay. I think someone recruited me. I don't know on what basis, based on my experience.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are giving me so these sort of problems, the architecture sort of thing. So I'm happy to pose these questions if others want on the group, and this will might give some indicator to think. There's a lot of thought process to what we can do because lots of products available for doing the something similar things,
Mm.
but it's quite amusing. It's quite I like this the whole thing, whole paradigm of the lots of products, and people are thinking which one they can use, which one is better, which can is not, which can do better, which can't be chosen for their products. So it's quite really impressive, this whole thing.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Thank you, Sujesh, and that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, okay. So then, yeah, everyone is good. Then we will wind up for today, and we'll continue tomorrow. Yeah, thanks everyone.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.